Greetings from Cybertron. This is SoundJack here with a review of the Beast Wars Transformers Deluxe Tranmetals 2 Prowl. Yes, Beast Wars Transformers, not Transformers Beast Wars, even though that's what it says on the packaging, because every other piece of Beast Wars media has a Beast Wars Transformers, so that's what I'm calling it. Anyway, so this is one of the figures I got at TFCon this year, and he is one of the few that I still have in package. There are two others that are still in the package, and I wanted to review them in their packaging a bit before opening them, so to make sure I get to actually opening these figures, because I really want to get to opening these figures, I'm going to be reviewing them this week. There's only 3 of them, so I have to figure out what else is going to fill out the week, though I have a couple of ideas, but we are starting this week in the chronological order that they were released. So we're starting off with Prowl, and you can see on the packaging this is Tranmetals 2, so this was from one of the later years of the original Beast Wars toy line. You can see up in the corner, he is a heroic Maximal. His name is Prowl. He's a hunter owl, and he's got some nice packaging artwork going on there. We got Transformers Beast Wars up in the corner, ages 5 and up. You got Prowl in beast mode there, in his Tranmetals 2 owl mode, and he's got only one eye. Well, he's got an eye patch on one eye, but anyway, he's a Deluxe Tranmetals 2, and holy crap, is that silver very shiny and very reflective. That's very nice. That's very nice. On the back of the box, you see what else he has sold. What he is sold with. You see there's other options of purchasing. You got Black Arachne, you got Cyber Shark, you got Scourge, you got Cheetor, you got Dinobot, and you got Romulus, and you even have, if the camera was tall enough, you even got like a description of like what goes on, what like the backstory of this series is, which you don't even get today, and you got a whole full tech specs going on the back of Prowl here. You got his tech specs, you got his bio and his quote function, all that good stuff. And you got even a challenge level of robot conversion. It's just an intermediate, not an advanced or an expert, but not a basic. All that bio stuff is going to be in the description, like where all of the other stuff is, and you can even you even got all of the instructions on the back of the box here. You don't even need pack-in instructions because he seems to be pretty simple. He is only intermediate after all. Yeah, but that's all there is to look at the packaging. So when we come back, we're gonna take a look at him out of the box. So hold on a moment. And we're back with Prowl out of the box and in his owl mode. Get it? Prowl, owl, ha ha. Okay, besides that, I wish I kept Prowl in the box. I'm going to say that right off the bat. I wish I kept Prowl in that box and never opened him, because he has a substantial problem. All of this chrome metal paint you see going on, it's all chipping off. Look at it. Look at all the white bits, especially on this side. And on the back, all of that chrome paint is chipping off. I opened it out of the packaging and it felt like a cheap Christmas ornament. That's how bad the chrome shedding problem is. I'm figuring this might be more of an buy each individual toy issue, rather than like every single toy is going to shed like this, because granted there are parts on here that are not shedding, that feel very nice and feel very smooth, and then you get to the parts where like all this chrome is peeling off, and like I said, it feels like a Christmas ornament, and that sucks. If you can even see there are just specks of this chrome paint all over my recording stand. Yeah, that got everywhere. As soon as I get done with this review, I am putting him in a corner and not touching him ever again. Probably. not, well, at least not all that much. But anyway, let's get a closer look at Prowl very, very carefully. So let's start with this very interesting head mode. We got one side with this light bluish kind of color with green around this black pupil, and then this eye is just a visor eye patch thing going on. You can even like see into like his head brain module thing going on there, and a lot of like nice blue going on, a little bit of orange for the beak and white for the head, and then just around the neck. The interesting thing about the Tranmetals 2s were that they were an interesting mix of biological and technological. So there's a lot of, so this toy is very much not, I forget what the word is. It's where it's not even on the same, like it's not like if you like were to flip the toy in an image that would look identically the same on, like if you were to cut it in half, each sides would look the same if you put them, or like you flip them or whatever. I forget what that is, and like you can see, look at the wing details. The wings are completely not even on both sides. There are leg details, like this leg looks like an arrow leg, that leg looks like a mechanical leg. There's some interesting chest details going on there that are not even on both sides. And on the back you can just see the same stuff, and the less of that. And there's going to be, and when we get the arms out, which are just kind of hiding right back there, they're not hidden that well. There's a few differences on that, but the main thing with this toy is like the differences on each side don't really impact, and I don't like that. Let me explain. So it's supposed to look like a weird techno-organic mix. And like it does that by having each side look different from the other side. But it's so minuscule what they've done that I don't think it really matters at all. I've seen a lot of images of the toy because I did like the look of this toy, and I did want to get this toy before I got this one, and it has a terrible chrome shedding problem. But I thought it was pretty much identical, like pretty much even on both sides, except for like the head. And I'm like, oh, that's neat, that's cool, I'll take that, I dig it. It's just like either go all the way or don't, to me, kind of like that is like how the head looks. That's substantial enough. The wings, I could barely tell. These legs down here, I could barely tell. But yeah. Oh, and then I gotta talk about the rest of the toy. There's these like really clear red bits going on in the center of these like wing turbines going on there. A lot of blue chrome on the chest. The blue chrome on the chest seems to be pretty solid, and you got these red bits going on the side and these chrome blue gun thingies going on. I'm not sure. And then, like I mentioned before, the legs with the white plastic stuff having like a kind of bit of a feathery on, and the talons they're looking really nice with the claws painted and picked out in silver. And yeah, that's most of the details on the Owl mode. It does have some articulation. We'll just start with the articulation of his gimmick. There is a button on his back, and if you press it, his head is going to spin. Yeah, and you can also manually rotate that. The wings, they are on, oh my god, I gotta do this very carefully. They are on a hinge, so they're able to fold in like that, fold up that far, and they're also able to spread out that far. But holy crap, do I not like that, because that really, really rubs on all of that chrome. So I'm just putting that wing back, and you just know, trust me, that it does the other thing on the other side. And then the legs, they don't get a whole lot of range of movement just because of how they work in the position, but you can get the legs to bend a bit. You get that far forward, that far back. You can get that joint to rotate because it's a ball joint, and you can get the feet to rotate because they're a ball joint. It's just a little awkward just because there's not a whole lot of clearance just with how this lower section works and how the arms kind of clunk back in there. And you can also articulate the tail, though in my experience, my limited touching of this toy, you need the tail like laying down or else this toy will fall backwards. That's the main thing, and that's all there is to say on the owl mode. So let's get in for some size comparisons. Here he is with Legends class Bumblebee, and you can see how that scales. Deluxe class Chrome Dome, and you see how that scales. Voyager class Megatron, and you see how he scales. And oh no. Leader class 6-shot. And you see how he scales there. So now that's all there's to say on the owl mode. So let's roll right along to the robot mode. And to do that, we're going to be very, very careful. First thing that's going to happen is you're going to come down here and you're going to take the arms and move them out to the side and get them moved out of the way. Just flip them out to the sides a bit like so. You can even bend the wings back a bit just to get a little more clearance with this. Then you're going to come down and straighten out the legs, and that's going to fold this whole assembly down, and you're going to do that for the time being, because the next big thing that's going to happen is you're going to, on this hinge right there, you're going to rotate the entire owl head and upper body like so. And you're going to do it one peg, and the instructions say that like you can fold the arms all the way back, like clip the arms in at this point, but we're going to just keep rotating it, and we're going to get the rotate this whole assembly will rotate 180 degrees, and then you can just finish moving the legs around, and they're just going to sit right up to the bottom of that. And you're going to just straighten that out. You're going to then fold the arms back, and they're going to tab into the sides, and then you're going to fold that panel forward and then straighten the arm out, and then you're going to repeat that on the other side. You're going to fold that down, tab it. I can't believe I touched that much. That one doesn't like to tab in as well, but I don't care because that will probably rub off that paint so fast. And then fold that arm down. You're going to come to the owl head, and you're going to flip the brain cavity down, revealing the Maximal symbol. And well, I should mention this. Technically, how you're supposed to properly transform this toy is that you're going to have the wings come all the way forward, and you're going to rotate that wing assembly, rotate the owl head so it's still facing down, and fold the wings up like so. But that's really awkward. It doesn't like to stay because it's on a rotational hinge, and it does kind of look a little stupid. Yeah, that's not going to stay ever. We're going to leave it in the position I had left it in. And actually, I need to keep going back, repeat that, and just leave them folded up there like so, but keep the owl head rotated down. Then the last thing you're going to do is you're going to flip this panel out, and it's going to flip all the way down on the back. And then fold the head up, and there you have Prowl in his robot mode. And it exists. It looks so much neater online, and I think maybe it's like this whole issue with the chrome shedding going on that's making me a little more adverse to this toy, because I thought this toy looked really cool before this whole chrome problem happened. But let's get a closer look at Prowl himself. He's got a very nice, interesting head sculpt. It's uneven. He's got like a normal eye, and then he's got like a cyclop mechanical eye going on. He's got this little orange thing for a mouth, and he does have light piping going on. And now you can really see like the differences between the two eyes with how they look. And it's weird that it's red because he's a Maximal. And speaking of Maximal, that thing I flipped, rotating the top of the owl head around, revealed a Maximal energy crystal that's there, and that was a thing that was happening in the toys at the time. Besides that, you got the arms, which, as I noted before, are also molded differently. They're complete, like, in terms of the details, as you can see, that's got like stripe things going on, and this kind of got more fur vibe going on, and this thing's kind of got like a claw kind of a thing going on and a closed fist, while this has a more mechanical arm and an open fist that could probably hold 5mm weapons, but I haven't actually tested that. But it probably does. And then you see the rest of the toy, and then you got the upper legs. You got furry upper legs and more mechanical upper legs, and then pretty much that's all you saw. All of that on the original, in the owl mode, I mean. And then for articulation, his head is able to rotate the full 360 and is able to bob a bit because of it being on a ball joint. Arms are on a ball joint and are able to rotate a full 360 if the wings are not in the way, which, because of how big they are, they're probably going to be. They can bend that far out as well. The elbows are on a ball joint and are able to get a little over 90 degrees, and there's nothing at the hands or the wrist. There is waist articulation on this guy, but it's a little tricky to. You can't do it all the way because of how the panels work. How the panels work in the back, and just bumping and everything. But there is waist articulation. Legs are also on a ball joint, and they're able to bend that far forward. You got panel stuff out of the way. They could probably go pretty far back, and they can't go all the way out. They cannot. Hold on. I'm trying so hard not to touch the paint, the chrome paint on this toy, and straighten out that far. Knee is able to bend at 90 degrees. There's that ball joint that was used for the owl mode that I didn't like really show off, but like it's able to rotate. It's a bit tight, but it's able to rotate full 360, and it does have bending capabilities going on, both back and forward and side to side. And the feet, I'm not sure. Actually, now I'm not sure if that's a swivel or a ball joint, because like you can rotate a full 360, but there's a little tilt to it. There's not a whole lot to it. It's probably still a ball joint. But yeah, that's all the articulation on Prowl. He doesn't have any accessories to speak of. So we're just gonna roll right along to some robot mode size comparisons. Here he is with Legends class Bumblebee. And you can see that Bumblebee just comes like to the bottom of like the front of the owl head. Deluxe class Chrome Dome, with Chrome Dome being a bit taller at the head. Voyager class Megatron, and if Megatron's not doing the splits, Prowl doesn't stand as tall compared to him. It comes up to right around that red bit on Megatron's chest. Well, lower stomach, but lower chest. But anyway, here he is with a leader class 6-shot. Did I say Voyager or leader class Megatron? I don't remember. But Prowl comes like to the bottom of the 6-shot skirt panel. And of course, here he is with Soundwave and Wheeljack, the channel's mascot, and you can see how he looks next to them. So, warning to you all, if you are looking to get this toy, make sure he doesn't have a chrome shedding problem. I knew there was problems with Tranmetal Rat Trap. I got one that was of a reasonable chrome damage to it, and I didn't realize when they said chrome flaking, it like flaking like or chrome shedding, they literally meant chrome shedding. Like this thing is shedding like my cat. Like look at all of that. That all just fell off during the review. All of this right here, the stuff over there, is older because I did take photos of him in the owl mode already, because I do not want to transform this toy back and forth a whole lot. So I'm going to take the photos for him for the end of this video, and then I'm putting him in a corner and I'm not touching him frequently or at all. Unfortunately, like I said, I would think I would like this toy a bit better if that chrome shedding problem was a thing. Though I still do note that like the asymmetry, that's the word I was looking for. Wow, who's going to leave a comment in the description that I couldn't think of the word asymmetry? The asymmetry on him is, for the most part, so minimal it doesn't matter. So like that's not a bad thing. It's just a design choice that I'm like I don't get because it's so minimal. I barely even notice it. But anyway, I've talked enough about this toy. I've talked enough about the problem with the chrome shedding. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and share this video and subscribe to the channel. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at SoundJack426. Also, please consider donating on my Patreon page to help support the channel. All the links will be in the description below. Thanks for tuning in. This is SoundJack signing off.